movie though.
Yeah?
Alien
Yeah.
Covenant. I
haven't seen
it. Oh really?
Yeah.
We should watch that tonight.
We should... Isn't it like a sequel to Prometheus?
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't seen that.
Oh, you haven't seen Prometheus either?
Which I think we have that, so we can watch that.
Cool.
And I haven't seen all the Alien movies either. So,
Damn.
but we can watch those too because we have all the discs.
Well, have you seen? You've seen the first one.
I've seen the first one. I've seen half the second one. Mainly because I was watching it with some friends, and then they got bored. And I was like, "But I really want to watch this."
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
That's-
really...
Yeah, Alien. As you may know, Alien is one of my favorite series.
Oh, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't know? Well, it is. I thought Prometheus was good. I don't know. A lot of people didn't like it because they were wanting like more of an alien feel, but
Yeah. I've definitely heard that it's much less alien.
yeah, there's some pretty brutal scenes in it, but for the most part, it's really good. And Covenant was also very enjoyable. There's
Yeah.
some crazy ass parts in that too.
Yeah. Alien movies, worth a watch. Hi, this is the Tea Time Podcast with your hosts, Aaron and Dan from Game Grumps. I'm Simon.
And I'm Simon.
This is a Simon episode. All Simon today. I'm just changing my voice a little bit so
Yeah.
it gets so you can understand.
You can also, I can also layer it to speak in two different voices.
Yes,
at
it's
the same time.
very hard. I have to sort of produce a a second set of like vocal cords.
Yeah.
Like I sort of have to distribute like half of it to one, half of the voice to the other. Sort of. It takes a lot of training. I took a week in class at Calhoun.
I have to partition my brain a little bit so that when one of my voices tells a joke, the other half can still laugh at it. Like that right there.
It's very hard, but we can do it.
I can just sit here and talk to myself all day. So special Simon only episode.
Yeah, only me today. Sorry if you hear the fan. We're hot, so you're gonna hear a fan.
Yes.
I mean,
Simon.
I
am very hot.
This reminds me of a bit that I did in painting class. I was sitting there with good old friend Julia, some other friend Julia, and our other friend Sid. She was not there today, and Julia was like, "Hey, come sit in Sid's seat." I was like, "All right," and I sat there. I was like, "Oh wait, I'm not Simon. I'm Sid." And I continued to do that whole bit the entire class.
Nice.
And I didn't make fun of Sid. I just took her likeness to the full extent of a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah. Completely different.
This just made me think.
For
I
the
guess-
first time? You did it?
Remember, I'm you.
Damn.
I wouldn't roast me too hard. Like that little bit we just did there, and so there's this creature in D&D called an Etten,
Yeah.
and it's like an ogre with two heads that have two different brains, two different personalities.
Yeah.
And I feel like we should also get a tattoo of that.
Oh my god, that'd be
We're the
great.
two different
Oh my
heads.
god. I really want to do that now.
Yeah.
God. I'll just remind myself by listening to this podcast. Well, remind both of myself because I am myself.
Yeah. That would also make a good t-shirt.
Yeah.
That I should draw.
Because I'm Simon. Bits aside, we saw a movie the other day. It was called Isle of Dogs.
Yeah.
Which
That's Isle of Dogs and not I Love Dogs.
apparently some people got confused. I did not because
I saw the movie.
yeah, yes, so did I. And all right, I'm done with the bit. I think
I was too. I was just saying because I did. I was there. I watched it too.
But I was kind of nervous going in because I love Fantastic Mr. Fox, and I haven't I probably have seen some other Wes Anderson movies, but I don't recall.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know of any others that he's produced, directed, etc.?
I don't think so.
That's definitely the one that I'm most familiar with.
I bet if I looked him up, some that I have seen are his. But have you?
But that's I was kind of, because people were telling me like, oh, it's beautiful as always, but the story is kind of weak, which got me kind of worried. But once I finished, like, started watching it, like, the whole way through, I was like, why are people complaining?
Yeah, no, it was a great movie.
Yeah, the entire thing was very enjoyable and had a great message, and the love interest and that whole was a bit cliche, I thought, but it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, because when she was like, I like him, I was like, ah, come on. Really?
Yeah.
But it
felt a bit forced.
Okay, so no, I don't recognize most of these.
Why don't you list them? Some of them I may.
Moonrise Kingdom.
Mm-mm.
The Grand Budapest Hotel.
Oh, I think I've seen some of that.
I do recognize Rushmore.
What movie was that? Oh, please give me a...
I'm not familiar with the movie, I just recognize the cover and the name. It's a Bill Murray movie.
Yeah, I guess not, but, you know.
Royal Tenenbaums. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why. I just thought of a movie that I saw a couple of years ago. The Lobster.
It's a very peculiar name for a movie.
It was a very peculiar movie. And it was like this... I can't remember the exact premise of it. I might, mess up some details, but it was like, if you were single, you had to go to this hotel. I'm pretty sure it was a hotel.
Have you hit up that hotel?
And you have to try and find, like, a love interest while you're there within a certain amount of time. And if you can't, then you get turned into an animal of your choice.
What the So I assume, based off the title,
he chose the lobster. That was his contingency plan. But then he, like, escaped, because the place was really...
Don't hit the table.
Because the place was really, like...
I just hit the table right after I told Zach not to hit the table.
It was really a weird place, and like, this lady tried to commit suicide because she was sad she wouldn't find a mate. And like, it wasn't a depressing movie at all by any means, but this one scene was really great. Like, she jumped out of the window and she didn't die, so she was just laying, like, in the courtyard, just like moaning and like yelling because her back was broken, and she was just like laying there not dead.
That's another thing. Like, people don't really think how high you have to fall to die. Like, you can fall out of like a 3-story building and survive very easily. Like, you just are in a lot of pain.
And like, so basically what happens is, this dude, obviously, because he doesn't want to get, turned into a lobster, he tries to fake a love interest, and that doesn't work out. So he ends up escaping out into these woods, and he meets, like, a small resistance group, I guess, of people that like escaped the hotel and they weren't caught.
So how are you, like, put into the hotel? Like, is it like a government sort of...
it's like a government thing. Like, you have to have a partner.
Yeah.
You have to be married to somebody to be able to live normally in society. So the only people that are single are the people in this hotel and that small resistance band.
It sort of reminds me of this, I forget what kind of post, it was some sort of online internet post, and it was this guy saying, it was Twitter, he was saying, I'm a libertarian, and that means the only thing I expect from my government... Fucking bitch.
It's just saying.
The only thing I expect from my government is to issue me a girlfriend.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a very strange movie, and one thing that was really neat was when they like went into the city to get supplies, he and like the lead lady pretended to be married so they could go into the city, and it was really crazy how they enforced it. Like, he was waiting outside of some kind of women's store, and she was in there, and this security officer walked up to him, like, almost immediately. He was like, where's your wife, sir? And he was like, oh, in there. And he was like, can I see your ID and all that?
Yeah.
It was nuts. It was a really well-made movie. She was like blind. Somehow. No. He finally did find somebody.
Yeah.
And she was blind. That was adorable. Because they were like, he was
he
like
ugly?
trying to help her. No, not really.
Yeah, sort of.
He was like trying to learn how to help her with that. And she was like, she'd been living with it for however long.
That's sweet.
And he was like,
I
all these
really like
details are
guys
coming
with
back.
like really large noses, and he's got like a really tight nose. Like,
Just like folds up one of his fingers and he's like, feel it. Yeah, oh, so she was blind and he wanted to like be more in tune with her. So the very last scene, they were sitting in the city in this diner. And he was like standing in the bathroom with like a knife up to his eye. He was like gonna blind himself, and it
What the
just
fuck?
sat there for like a solid 20 seconds. And everybody in the theater was like, oh god, he's about to stab him. But then it ended, and the credits rolled, like as he was sitting there, just like, it was crazy. They were playing this game out in the woods, and he was like, damn it, I can't remember. I can only vaguely remember, like, parts. I'll try to look it up later, because the scene was really funny, but, yeah.
That's another thing. I really want to watch like different movies, because I sort of stick to the same like sort of things I watch and don't really diverge. I don't watch movies a lot. Like I started watching a lot of Red Letter Media stuff, and like got me very interested in a lot of different movies, because it's like the whole thing is just like movies, not really much TV, and they just talk about it, and it really got me interested in some stuff, like, and a lot of like indie movies as well, and just old ones, like old horror movies, like that's a lot of their favorite stuff, because you don't really see a lot of old horror like that sort of type, like one that they were talking about, two specifically, one like Tremors.
That's such a weird movie.
Yeah, and I haven't seen it, but I watching their stuff, it really made me want to see it, because it just sort of, you don't really see stuff like that anymore. Not really low. You don't really see many low budget. Of course, they do exist, because there's indie films and whatnot. But sort of lower budget, like specific targeted movies.
Right.
Like everything's sort of generalized.
Yeah.
So like at Disney HQ is like, don't make them fist bump, make them high five, because high fives are more inclusive and service a greater audience. Or they had a good example of like a boardroom directing Leonardo da Vinci painting the Sistine Chapel. Like, don't have him touching God. What if it was a giant Coke can? Everybody loves Coke.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah.
Horror is definitely my favorite genre. But yeah, I am a movie guy. I watch a lot of movies, and recently I've been watching a bunch of kids movies actually. And because like Isle of Dogs got me in the mood for like claymation stuff, so I finally got I got around to watching Kubo and the Two Strings, which was really good.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, which
It's awesome.
Which I hate that I didn't see it, because I don't remember circumstances or excuse, but from what I saw of it, it looked really interesting and really
It's
good.
really good. I saw it on Netflix. And
But
then,
is
like,
it the same? I'm pretty sure it's the same studio that like made Coraline. I
Yeah,
think. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
which is also a very good movie.
Oh yeah. Another one I haven't seen.
That freaked me out when I was a kid, though.
Yeah?
It was pretty creepy, but I rewatched it recently, and it was really awesome. And, like, a bunch of old Disney movies like Hercules. It's fantastic.
Oh yeah.
I love
Have you
that
seen
movie.
The Road to El Dorado?
Yes.
It's
I
one of my
love it.
favorite movies.
And
It's very.
Atlantis.
Oh yeah. Just those old like 2D animation movies are.
Awesome.
Another one that friend Julia keeps recommending me to watch is Prince of Egypt.
Yes.
I haven't seen it.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Which,
it is a religious thing, but...
That's the thing. I can enjoy religious things if they're like done well.
It's done very well.
Oh yeah.
And they, when they made it, they consulted.
I'm not 100% against religion. This is a very open podcast. If you like God, go ahead.
Go ahead and take a listen. When they made Prince of Egypt, they consulted a bunch of like religious historians to get it as accurate as possible.
Yeah, I'd imagine because most animators aren't very in tune with
right.
Well, most now. I'm not gonna say for back in the day, because there is Butch Hartman. Have you heard of this drama that's going on? Well, it's kind of old drama. So Butch Hartman is like one of the only Christian animators that's around, because most animators are very like-minded and sort of have a
right.
And apparently Butch Hartman and guy who made Family Guy.
Oh, Seth.
Seth. I want to say it's Green, but it's not.
No.
Some.
MacFarlane.
Yeah, Seth MacFarlane. They used to be really good friends. Back in the day, once they were early and in college, but then they sort of split up because Seth MacFarlane started smoking weed and not being a Christian, and that's their divide. And it's very funny because they were such like-minded people until that moment,
right.
and it's very.
It's weird that you say that.
Mm-hmm.
Because the other night, I sent out streaks that said it was something like weed plus music is, me living my best life or whatever. And then I got a Snapchat.
Oh, by the way, we do not condone the use of drugs or anything like that. This is a good... unless they're really good, of course.
Yes.
You can hold us to court.
Cheers to that.
Let's do a cheers.
That was
a very, very slow...
We're
the only podcast that will ever say, "Oh, that was pretty good." Cheers.
I liked that one time where we both had mugs like that.
Yeah.
It's like, so I sent that out, and then one of my really good friends, I've known him for a long time. Not gonna name names, for the podcast's sake.
Daryl.
But he sent me back a snap, and he was like, "Weed, really?" I was like, "Yeah," and he was like, "Come on, man, you're too good for that." And I was like, "Oh, you're one of those." I forgot he was kind of conservative.
Mm-hmm. Hold up, I just want to know who it is, so I'm gonna.
So I'd forgotten he was kind of conservative.
Yeah.
I knew he was homophobic and all that, but
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, it's really weird. But. And so I was like, well, I mean...
What if that didn't just pause it all?
Yeah. There's 20 seconds of us quietly. But yeah, it was really strange, and he kept going. I was like, well, I mean, I don't do it that much, and I have, pretty good self-control, and I don't let myself do it more than a certain number of times per week or whatever, and... blah blah blah, and he was like, "Yeah, but you don't need it. It's not necessary." And I was like, "Bitch, there's so many things in life that aren't necessary.
You don't need to brush your teeth.
Yeah, you don't need coffee, but I know for a fact that you drink it.
You don't need shoes, but it makes life easier. You don't need shirts. Makes life easier.
And honestly,
I mean, not during the summer, but
what I hadn't really realized until I was texting him about this was that. Since I started smoking more regularly, my grades actually went up this year.
Yeah, take that.
Yeah.
I was going to say Neil deGrasse Tyson for whatever reason.
He probably smokes weed.
Oh, yeah. And I don't know why, that was, I immediately went to, I was trying to think of Richard Nixon, but I went to Neil deGrasse Tyson for some weird reason.
Black science, man.
Black science, man.
And fucking in my stomach, it definitely helps my stomach a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For sure.
And there's, alright, I think we should stop praising weed, because,
Oh, yeah. Well,
yeah,
whatever. But
it's not a universal...
We're not condoning it, we're just appreciating it.
Even though the first episode, that's what we did.
We're already in the trap.
We're back to our roots.
Yeah.
Let's get back into Isle of Dogs.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to talk some more about that, because after, it just made me feel really serene. And the symmetry of it. Everything's sort of... typically with movies, you get this sort of 3/4 angle, nothing is really sort of you get like sort of 2 shots for every scene. It was more like just one sort of shot that was continuous and panning,
Yeah.
and you get some close-ups, but not a lot. And afterwards, I just sort of like felt the repercussions of that, because everything I was just seeing symmetry everywhere. Not really exact symmetry, but just sort of like looking at things in a different light.
Right.
And it definitely made me feel this.
It was very enjoyable. Like, everything, the environments were awesome. Like, the music was really cool. The everything down to the smallest detail, like their fur blowing in the wind and the cloth. It was like, wow.
And we haven't talked much on the story, but it was definitely like anti-authoritarian, anti-authoritative sort of like, oh, stick it to the man.
Right.
Which it has. It's a trope that's been done, but it was a very unique way of doing it.
It was, yeah.
And
I really like how everything did turn out like happy.
Yeah.
In the end.
Yeah,
like,
because
that doesn't really happen anymore.
Yeah, I have like 2 sort of viewpoints on that. Like, their movies sort of just like in like sort of like, oh, they're like happy but not like really. I have like my one viewpoint is like I want everyone like I want it to end, because like I have the Marvel stigma of like movies just don't end, they sort of like they keep on going, it's an ongoing story. And the other sort of viewpoint on that is I like a movie that and there are movies but like but usually they're like the second movie in a trilogy that does this. It's sort of the low point where it sort of ends on a low note. Yeah. And I'd like a movie that like sort of just makes you think at the end, just like nothing really works out, but like it's overall it was beneficial.
Right. And the whole like we're happy but like somebody died along the way.
Yeah, sort of like that.
There's something else we have to do, but I just like, especially with I Love Dogs, like
I Love Dogs.
I Love Dogs. Like, it was a happy ending, and that was it, like, closure. Like, they tied up all the loose ends. And you can imagine, like, the future in that universe of him, like, staying mayor and everything's nice. And, like, you can imagine that without there being, like, but maybe this villain might come back.
Yeah, you don't really see, like, a setup for the next... Because there isn't going to be a next one. That's it. That's the final... sort of thing. You get a glimpse of that like kid's life, and it was very important.
Right.
The flashbacks were a bit weird, how like they sort of introduced them, but I liked it. Another thing, what would you do if you were mayor? Like for just a given amount of time?
Like for this,
just like here in Alabama, here in Huntsville. What do you think?
See, I complain about things so much of the time, but then when somebody asks me a question like that, I'm like, what would I do?
Because like, there's obviously like the beneficial stuff, like the good stuff, but let's just go full funny.
I mean,
would you go full Ice Town? Like, you don't watch much Parks and Rec.
No.
So there's a character, Ben Wyatt, in there who became mayor of his town when he was 18. And he turned the whole town into this town. He renamed it called Ice Town and made it a winter theme park, which, as you can imagine, ended up greatly for him, and his town loves him now, and there isn't like plot point stuff. But yeah, if you're gonna go full goof, like if you wanted to change like some fun, do some fun stuff for Huntsville, Alabama, what would you do? Not that we live there. We live in Tennessee. We live in North Dakota, Tennessee. It's a very small town in North Dakota.
Tennessee, North Dakota.
Or whichever one.
You don't know which one. It's a mystery. I think I would have a giant pride parade. Yeah. And I would let like gay people dressed as fairies like pass out pot brownies.
That sounds like a great thing.
That would be fun.
But it just goes on every day.
Yes, all the time. It's just a gay wonderland. And
we're back.
What about you? What would you do? We should probably leave in a minute.
Yeah, I haven't even drank my tea. It's too hot. I guess... I feel like because there's the obvious good stuff, but I kind of would. I think I would go to the park, the downtown park,
Mm-hmm.
and just like not spruce it up, but sort of, and not like run it down, but just like sort of put trees everywhere.
Ah, yeah.
Make it like an actual like forest thing.
That would be cool.
Like just trees everywhere.
Like Central Park.
Yeah, just like have it like. You have paths and stuff, and like they don't interrupt the path, except for like some sort of like roots and stuff,
Yeah.
of course. But like, of course, there's going to be like a little field, like fields occasionally, but like most of it, I want it to be just completely overgrown.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, because like I love nature.
Give the
Love it.
duck back the ducks rather, not just one duck.
Oh yeah.
Give them back some of their land.
Yeah, so I would also like, because here in Huntsville, there in Huntsville, Alabama, we have a sort of central park, and it's it got renovations quite recently, and it's like sort of like, oh, let's spruce it up because we're gentrifying it and
Right.
junk. And originally the sort of like edge of the water was kind of low,
Mhm.
so like it was very easy for ducks to just come up there and just hop on
Right.
and come and do their business. And that was very hard. Like it's very high, and
Yeah.
they can't really do that. I would totally like sort of get rid of that and sort of just make it rocks.
Or yeah, it's like slope down.
Yeah, just have it like not like that at all.
And people need to. I see so many people that go there and chase the fucking ducks
Yeah,
around,
no.
and like those people need to be punished
Oh yeah,
severely.
there's just a guy with a shotgun that shoots them on sight, or just like a sniper rifle.
Yeah,
Warning: duck chasers will be shot.
like somebody on the BBC building, like with a
Uh-huh.
rifle, just
Oh no, just a paint gun.
Yeah.
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 Throwing your favorite shirt.
yeah.
That way it doesn't hurt. I mean, you get like a little bruise, but who cares?
You're chasing a duck.
Yeah.
You bruised its heart.
You hit it on the
like-
inside. Yeah, that'd be really nice.
Yeah, like just make it nicer for the ducks.
And,
And
fishes, of course. There
When
are
I
fish.
was, that's true. The fish there are really cool.
Yeah.
When I was in, off topic a little bit, but when I was in Orlando,
Mm-hmm.
this fucking bird, it was like an egret or something. Like a really beautiful bird, like some kind of heron or egret, or it just landed right in the middle
Yeah.
for some reason. And you could see where these stupid ass people were like throwing like fries and bread at
Yeah.
its feet, and it was like, that bird, it's not a pigeon.
Mhm.
It's not gonna eat your greasy ass French fries. Like,
Oh, and another thing, if you get caught leaving trash, you get shot again.
yeah,
With a paint gun.
and, yeah, twice.
Twice. Bop, bop.
But yeah, like,
Yeah.
people just need to not feed these animals shitty food.
Oh, yeah.
Like, bread,
Like, we feed
Okay,
ourselves shitty
whatever.
food. We
Yeah.
choose. They don't.
they don't get to choose. What they should have, I guess they do have this now, is like, because you can get the little food for the fish.
Yeah. I
is
have
that
one
for
question.
the
What do
birds.
ducks normally eat? Like, just in nature.
Don't they eat, like, little fish?
I don't know.
I think
That's the
they eat
thing.
little
Well,
fish.
yeah, like I'd imagine that because they're ducks and
Uh-huh.
they're like a bird. But ducks are just sort of like a sort of like more peaceful.
They
Like
eat
I imagine.
grass.
But like I've never sort of thought about that. Like, what do ducks eat? And I'm not gonna look it up because fuck that. Then it's not
know.
funny.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I bet they eat, like, little water plants.
Yeah.
And little
Because
fish.
I was thinking, I forget who it was, but someone was telling me they watched this documentary about how, like, if they had like some control groups of two different monkeys,
Mm-hmm.
not monkeys, but two different groups, and one was sort of given food just like regularly, and the other was sort of like they hid it and sort of like made it harder for them to reach it and stuff. And the one that they just gave it to, they developed all these like mental issues and like sort of anxiety and depression. They just didn't have any sort of motive, didn't have any drive. They sort of just got lazy and just like
Right.
whatever. But the other one, they did not do that. But I'm sure they had like some sort of that, but like it was lessened.
Right.
And There's sort of that whole thing where like, oh, you're just feeding them.
Yeah.
Like it's no like trouble for them anymore, and they don't really have anything to do. They just sort of just like relax.
Exist.
Yeah. Which is another statement on humanity. Well,
honestly, yeah.
Yeah. We sort of make up our own sort of tasks.
Like you were saying, like putting a bunch of wildlife and trees in the park.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Just get some fucking bears in there.
There's a
Tigers. Survival of the fittest. Let's bring that back.
Honestly, there's this Bhutan in Asia. In their constitution,
Yeah.
it says that at least 50% of the country will always be forest.
Oh, that's really good.
So like that cuts down on
yeah.
lumber and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So we need more places like that.
Mhm.
That's like shout out to Bhutan.
Mhm.
If there are any
For your
Bhutan
home-
companies out there.
From your homeboys at the Tea Time Podcast.
Yeah, we
Mhm.
love you, Bhutan.
We love you.
I'm
Zach's
making a
doing a little heart.
into
Yeah.
the mic.
I'll blow you a little kiss. But Zach's saving himself for marriage. Of course. He was giving like a heart handy.
So yeah, 4:30 2.
What?
Oh
yeah, we kinda gotta go
at 4:45. So
Yeah,
we're
we're
going to see Deadpool 2.
Yeah. When we get back, we will have a short discussion, and then we'll go into spoilers of that movie. Of course, we will not go anywhere according to you, but according to us, time will have passed.
Yeah,
It's the magic of, well, not really editing. I'm just pausing it.
it's the
So-
magic of pause.
Good old Adobe Edition. We'll be back. Bye. That pee was really draining.
Really?
Yeah. Like, you ever just have a pee that, like, you just feel empty afterwards?
Yeah.
That's what it just was for me.
The bladder shrinks, and so does your will to stay awake.
Uh-huh. Well, not really that, just, like... Zach, you tired?
Like, oh, well, there goes Zach. Guess I'll
Guess I'll just do
Do
the
it by
podcast
myself.
like I was doing before.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right.
Because a bit.
Just me and myself.
Me, myself, and I, like that one thing that once happened.
So
Deadpool
Deadpool
2. Wow. We're really excited to tell you about Deadpool 2, the movie. Starring Ryan Reynolds.
That's the one.
That's the one. And
And
Seth Bridges. I don't know who else was in it, but we watched Deadpool 2.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I liked it more than the first one.
So did I. Less dick and balls jokes, more funny.
More funnies.
more. I say that there was still.
There was,
there
but
was
they
some-
were well placed.
Yes,
And
it wasn't a complete barrage of look at my
Right.
penis.
Cable was a badass.
Oh yeah.
You know, I can't wait until people actually start using this podcast to decide whether to go see a movie or not. Like,
Because that's all it is at this point, just movies.
Just movies,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, we don't have to talk about Deadpool 2.
yeah, fine.
All right, let's talk about something else, if you want. If you.
Deadpool 1.
All right, let's. No. But overall, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, 8 out of 10.
Yeah. We never score movies anymore. We should. I give I Love Dogs 9 out of 10.
I give it a
Slap on the knee.
2 slaps and a pinch.
I give it 4 slaps and a pinch out of 7 barrels of radioactive waste. See, what you do is you make the rating system completely arbitrary, so you can just make jokes
I'd give Deadpool to a
to a kid. I'd give it 2.
3 bananas.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Just 3?
With the peels.
Yeah, of course. Because it's nature's condom. 4 bananas only. Don't use bananas as... Don't use banana peels as condom, kids.
Yeah, totally.
Use Zach. Zach, what are you... You're taking it off while I'm sitting there. You almost ate your tea bag.
Yep.
Oh yeah, our new slogan. Tea time, tea bags, tea tags, tea time. Which gives no information about the podcast whatsoever.
We drink tea.
Yeah, that's all you need to know. I got a bit of a headache because I got dehydrated.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
We got water now, though.
I took an ibuprofen, so sorry if we suck a little, because the movie kind of drained
The
me.
first 90% was good, though.
Oh, yeah.
So listen. Oh, I guess they already did listen to that.
Yeah. I mean, if they listen to this part, unless they skipped right here.
Ah. To hear about
Deadpool 2.
Deadpool 2.
Or
which we're not doing a very good job. It was good. Watch it. I don't know. Fucking
Yeah.
go.
I'm excited for because, like, it was pretty cool how they did, like, the sort of, let's fix the timeline.
Yeah.
I kind of wish they played into it a bit more. They might have, because we left while the
That's true,
credits.
yeah.
They might have, like, done it more. But I think it would have been fine if they went back and, like, poked fun at some of the other timeline breaking shenanigans.
So,
Yes.
did he save his girlfriend?
I think so. I think he just, like, completely just
like made the entire rest of the movie just completely arbitrary.
Yeah, which I think is great.
Which is funny.
Yeah. I think it's a good sort of message saying, like, you can work really hard, but in the end,
Like, I kind of had a feeling, like, when Cable was talking about, like, he was a time traveler, I kind of had a feeling they were going to play with that
yeah.
somehow, but...
It's like you just have this urge to ruin the audio. And I feel like you have just this audio ruining demon inside of you, and it just unleashes itself once we start the podcast. And just normally, too. Like, I feel
just
like...
normally.
Just like even when we're not
just
recording.
ruin life's audio.
I mean, I get it. I'm a fiddler, too. Like, I fiddle with things.
I fiddle.
Yeah,
Maybe
fiddle with your diddle.
I wish I want to hang out with somebody. What, am I not a person anymore?
I made this good joke. Zach was feeling lonely. We were driving back from the movie, and he said,
"It's so hot in here."
"Do you want the fan on?"
No.
Okay. Are you battling the inner audio ruining demons inside? But we were driving back, and Zach was saying, "Kind of want to hang with somebody, you know?" And I say, with my quippy self, even though I was having a headache, so I know I'm a real comedian. Am I not a person anymore? Because we were already hanging out, so that makes the joke. I'm just ruining the jokes. It's just not even funny anymore. I'm just gonna go cry now. I'm just gonna go.
I think we need to end the podcast.
You think so? Should we cut it early?
Yeah, it's not that early because we have what, like 30, 45 minutes.
We got 31 minutes.
That's pretty close to what I said.
I mean, you did just say 30, 40, 20, 70, etc.
No, I said 30 and then shit. I said 30 and then 45. Look at that. You can see it on there.
Yeah, that's what happens when you ruin the audio. You can see it on the audio. I'm glad we made the decision to move the microphone to a different table.
Doesn't really matter.
I mean, not really, but
why did
like...
my phone just light up? She sent me another video.
This is so interesting. I think... Fine. Short episode then. Fine, Zach. Well, in the goddamn
keep
podcast.
It going. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just getting Zach to stare. I don't know.
I don't know.
I got tired, man. I think we exhausted all of our comedic tendencies. with that one bit that we stole from the Eric Andre show.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for joining us today on the Tea Time Podcast, where we talk about movies. Now, I guess we're a movie podcast.
Wait, we stole that from the Eric Andre show?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, kinda.
Oh.
I mean, they did it better because they had like 3 people doing it. Yeah. Guess that's what we are now. It's just a rip-off podcast.
Were we ever anything else?
That's true. That's very true. I've ripped off so much shit. Anyways.
Most of which I'm not even aware of the fact you're ripping
That
off.
is very true. That's my secret. It's my devil secret. Thanks for joining us. This is our final episode. We're just gonna die after this.
Yeah.
Not really, but, figuratively. We got other stuff. IDoYouShows.com. Check us out, if you please. If you don't want to, you can just, in the podcast. It's not very interesting at this point.
No. Yeah, we're gonna be here for a while, so you might as well just leave.
Yeah.
We don't have, we don't really have plans
Yeah.
for the rest of the night. Except maybe playing either Portal 2 or Alien Isolation.
Or, whatever game we choose. But we're going to take a quick reset before we do anything. So. You got a funny to end the podcast with?
How about I put my mouth right on the microphone and I give the outro?
Because you already gave a hand job earlier in the podcast with your heart.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, with the heart hands.
Yeah.
To Bhutan.
I
Country.
mean, if you fucking want to, go ahead.
Oh, wait. No, there is one thing that I was going to talk about that I remembered.
Okay.
It's not dead yet. It's not dead yet.
Thank you for sticking with us. If you stick it,
leave all that in.
Of course.
Because they're going to say, wait, there's still more.
Yeah, it's like Deadpool. Like every Marvel movie.
I'm pretty tired, so I may not do a good job. This heat is draining me.
It really is.
On my bucket list, right? I only have two things on my bucket list, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the second one is after...
This is like a way callback. Because I remember you were saying, here's my bucket list at the fucking lunch table. And you're like, here's my bucket list. And everyone was like, I don't remember it. And then that was the ending of the conversation. That was the end of the conversation.
So here's the one. So there's this city.
We're not high, by the way. We're just kind of tired.
Tangiers.
Yes. I mean,
where is it? I want to say Morocco. One of the North African countries.
Yes.
On the border. It's like Algeria, Tunisia, Morocco, one of those,
Yeah.
Nice.
Shut up.
So in the 50s to the 70s, a bunch of British writers and philosophers and shit moved there.
Yeah.
And they discovered this place. So it's really old city, right? So still stone buildings and all that. And, open air markets and all that good shit. But it's one of the most relaxed places on earth. So they don't really have any major rules there.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously they have laws or whatever, but you can just sit in a cafe and smoke a hookah and then pay a prostitute in broad daylight. And then be totally fine. People just go there and they smoke, they drink, they pay prostitutes. They it's just chill. It's just, that's what it is. And they have great food. So
what do they got? Police?
I mean, probably. But
they're just sitting there. So,
yeah. But I don't know. It's it's not that that cut and dry. But it's one of the most relaxed places, and there's so many European retirees that go there because of that, and they're all super rich, and they get really ingrained in the culture and all that, and they get villas and purchase farms and shit.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
It's neat.
Yeah,
it reminds me. Yeah, it reminds me of this one. I was watching this thing. Zach, you just here. I was wind fanning Zach with my hand. Zach, don't do it.
Cool.
It reminds me of this one thing. It was this town that wasn't really a town. It was just sort of this old hippie community where there's no law because it's not really a town. There's no jurisdiction there. Like nobody can enforce them because there's nothing to enforce with.
Yeah.
They're just there, and
Right.
there's just like this community, and they don't really have. They probably have some sort of power, but like they just like probably go into town, buy some stuff, and it's a lawless land.
Right.
But there's laws, obviously, like but like nobody really cares, and like there's no really like policing force to police over them,
Right.
and it's just this sort of like general like understanding, like don't kill anyone, don't steal other people's stuff,
Right.
which is a very interesting concept to me because like people naturally, in my opinion, are just they're good people. Like
Right.
if you don't screw with them, they're not gonna screw with you, unless like psychological issues and all that. That's
So-
different. Like people can be affected by certain levels of things. That's different.
That reminds me of the place that we're going to for the beach the beach place.
Yeah.
So what? Tell me about. I was going to ask
Yeah.
you this anyway.
Yeah.
Since we're doing the podcast,
Uh-huh.
tell me.
Okay, so we go. My family. And
First of
some
all,
friends.
where is it? Like Florida or Alabama?
It's Florida.
Okay.
Yeah. Not that we live in Alabama. We live in North Carolina.
Not that I
to the
care.
quarter.
I was just curious.
Yeah. But yeah, we every sort of we used to go a lot more. Like almost every summer, we would go down there and sorry, losing my train of thought. I had a good second. But it's a really nice place. It's very secluded. Like there aren't very many people there.
Mhm.
Like some people obviously like from Alabama know of it because there's this certain place called the Red Bar there, and I've seen a couple people with shirts from it, so it's obviously like people know of it, but
Right.
it's not like I don't know your Orange Beach or your other popular beach. So like you can just like go there and everything is within like walking distance from the
Okay.
beach pretty much. Like you can walk down to shops and stuff. And I didn't know this beforehand, but like I was talking with my family and they're like, yes, there's this old hippie community that brought it up.
Mm.
And just like back in the day, because it's sort of like in between two more popular beaches.
Right.
So it was like, I don't know the names, but like, and then like right in the middle, they're like, let's go where nobody else is going. And then they went there and they sort of like started a community, and it's sort of more ingrained like that. There, you can see that in like the buildings
Nice.
and everything.
So is it like North Florida?
I'm not really sure. I can look it up.
Yeah. Well, we should look for the Airbnb
Yeah.
stuff.
I was also told that we should probably not do that, and maybe do that, but like renting an actual like place might be better.
Like renting what? Renting
Like just like a house on the beach. pretty much.
Oh shit! Yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Although we might not be able to do that because we are like 17.
Well,
But
friend Julia is 18.
yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
But here I am looking it up
Or
on
you're
the
like
internet.
somebody. We can pool our money and just give it to like somebody's parents, who then call and like make
Yeah,
a
yeah,
reservation or whatever.
And we show up like, hi, our parents are in the car. They
I-
can't come here right
yeah.
now.
I'm Mr. I am Ethan Couch. I am.
Yeah, so it's like sort of just right under us.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
So like
like
near
straight-
Gulf Shores.
Yeah.
Nice. That's pretty close to Mobile.
Yeah. Yeah, it's sort of like right in between Panama and I can't pronounce that. Another beach. Yeah.
So, I mean, we're saying this on the podcast. We're gonna have a bunch of fans show up. Like-
Back to our
Just
one
saying.
download on the previous podcast.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's
if you want to meet us, try.
we would be honored. Try it, bitch.
Because we're not disclosing the date that we're going.
That's true.
You just have to be there always.
It's not June.
37.
You're right. It's not June 37th. It's in June. We'll give you that much.
That is true.
It's my birthday
Mm-hmm.
is right in the middle of it. So
Yeah.
if you can figure that out, that'd be really weird if they could figure that out. But if you
Like
can,
that we have one. Shows up.
Oh my god, yeah. I'd be like, bro, go home. What the None of us want you here.
Another thing that's happening with us.
Graduating.
I feel like now we're just a hive mind.
Honestly, yeah. Yeah. We're graduating.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I can't move past that.
On Friday.
I'm sort of like disjointed now because I was gonna but yeah, we're graduating
on Friday.
Yeah,
and
we're no longer stuffy.
Babies.
Yeah, we're no longer stuffy baby podcasters. We're gonna be good old college adult podcasters.
And I'm fucking excited for the party the day after that graduation.
Luckily, we haven't disclosed. I'm done with disclosing information.
Oh wait, I said it was this Friday at 5:30 at the Von Braun Center. We're gonna have the fans crash the graduation, Simon. Are they gonna let us walk?
They're not, because they're gonna cross reference to like, why'd you hear from the
whose fans are these? We're gonna say
our fans. We're gonna stand up and it's like, hi fans. They're like, woo! At this point, we're just it's kind of sad, honestly. Like, it's just kind of sad. Like, we're building ourselves up to this.
Make
moment.
that the cold cut.
The cold open.
Cold open.
We already did the cold open.
Well, we did.
Yeah, the I don't know, the bit that I did at the beginning.
Oh, that's right, we did.
Yeah, I don't edit cold opens anymore because I'm lazy.
All right.
Yeah, sorry.
Fucking never mind.
Yeah.
Well, we're graduating. There's a party the day after. It's gonna be lit. Then we're going to the beach.
Yeah, it's pretty
not
great.
Immediately after.
But the thing with graduation is, it's this whole big old celebration. We got all these rules and regulations.
We gotta wear ropes.
Here's that. What do I just? Whoa! I'm trying to do. Oh no!
Your chin's gonna get choked, Simon.
But graduation, man. It's definitely like a weird thing because everyone, like my family, and I assume like part of your family too, is like sort of split.
Yeah.
They're just like either like really happy for me and like excited that I'm gonna be like, oh, you're going to do your new thing in your life, and the other side is just fucking sad. Just like, I don't want you to leave, and I'm like, that makes me feel great, but also awful at the same time because I have no control over this situation whatsoever.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. For me, it's like my cats, and I'm like,
that is also very true.
Like, I don't want to. How do you explain it to them? You can't like in the movies where you try and like hurt their feelings so they'll go away and stop being friends with you and like spare them the heartache and all that. I can't do that. I can't be like, no, go for me, because then I'm like, no, I'm kidding. It's okay.
It's gonna be very sad. I'm definitely gonna miss him.
No, he's not gonna know.
Yeah.
Like, he's gonna be like, where the fuck?
Where are you?
And then I'll come back like 2 months later. And he's gonna be like, what?
Where did you fucking go?
Where the fuck have you been?
You didn't tell me, but you didn't leave a note. You didn't. I'm just here this whole time. But yeah, that's another thing. Like, I'm gonna burp this all. There we go. Oh, that's a popcorn burp. It's not very satisfying, but definitely like, I'm gonna miss my pets and also the people too. Yeah. But I haven't even thought of that really. Yeah, I'm gonna miss Gunther.
Yeah.
God, it's gonna. I'm glad. I'm definitely glad that we're going through this together.
Yeah.
We're indulging in this. If you don't already know, we're good old podcast buddies, but we're also college buddies now.
Yeah. Not even like on purpose. This just ended up happening.
Yeah.
And I was like, so, where are you going, Simon? He was like, UAB. I already signed up, and I was like, oh shit, me too.
Wow, that was cool. It's like Infinite Universe.
Turn of events.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, but
What if that hadn't? What if I'd like gone to Auburn?
I don't even know what to think about that. Like I'm still like sort of loopy after the movie and just like sort of tired right now, and I have a headache, and I just can't even think. I can't fathom it.
I still can't comprehend the fact that we're going to college to begin with.
Honestly, it's a big difference. It's a big change. Like, we're just not going to be in the same place. And I'm sort of slowly turning around. I started the podcast, like, right here.
Yeah.
Like, sort of looking at the screen. And I ended up looking at Mr. Moon sticker on my bed right here.
Huh? What?
What?
Who colored in his eye?
I don't know. That's very eerie. Another thing that was eerie, after we left the movie.
Oh, yeah.
So, I feel like we should have just started with this. After we left the movie, I sort of looked... Well, during the movie, I looked over to the right of me, and I saw this exit sign. We were, like, sort of on the second floor of the movie theater.
Yeah.
We're
near the top.
Yeah, near the top. And I looked over, I was like, there's an exit. It's probably just goes down and stuff, and there's, like, a door.
Right.
That's what I assumed. But there's, like, a second floor.
Yeah.
And it just gave us the weirdest vibe because nobody was there, and I felt like we weren't supposed to be there.
Even though there were like signs pointing us out, and it was like parking lot this way, and then we went through like 3 other hallways. And we were like, huh?
It was weird. It was also weird because they were like multiple doors.
Yeah.
Like they were just doors for no reason.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Where did those go?
Yeah, they were just like doors, like probably
just lining
to
the hall.
other movies, I assume. But like.
That makes sense. But we walked out, and the last hallway was really echoey.
Uh-huh.
And then we were like, I don't know, we were walking for a good 10, 15 seconds before the door that we had gone through earlier, like, slammed shut behind us, and we were like, wow, we're gonna die.
It definitely gave me, like, the Shining feel, like, sort of eerie, just like, I'm not supposed to be here right now. I want to leave.
Well, that's that.
Yeah. Thanks for listening to We've done this before. It was an extra.
It was good talking with you.
It's the demons.
They're just gonna be like, why is he saying that? Oh god.
Sorry for all you headphone listeners out there. I'll try to fix the audio in post. But thanks for listening.
Who the fuck?
I don't know. My teeth hurt. So let's end the podcast.
Alright.
Again, because we already...